Stop right there.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. She wears black with yellow and red trim. She scaled 9 stone 4 pounds 10 ounces or 130.6 pounds. Her professional record, 43 victories against 1 defeat. She has 18 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Roeselare, West Flanders, Belgium. Please welcome the reigning and defending WBC female lightweight champion of the world, Delfine Persoon. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. She wears purple with gold trim. She scaled 9 stone 8 pounds 10 ounces or 134.6 pounds. In 2012, she captured Olympic gold, and now, as a professional, her record stands perfect. 13 wins, no defeats. She has 6 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the acclaimed and celebrated, reigning, defending, and undefeated WBA, IBF, and WBO lightweight champion of the world, hailing from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, Katie Taylor.
Sparkle Lee, our referee.
Very experienced referee, has done a number of very big fights. Did the recent fight between Clarissa Shields and Hammer.
Beginning of round number 1. The unified lightweight championship on the line between Katie Taylor and Delfine Persoon. Persoon fighting in the U.S. for the first time in her career. 43-1, 18 knockouts. Her only loss came 9 years ago in a rematch against a fighter she had already beaten. Katie Taylor, 13-0, 6 knockouts. And just 581 days after her first world title, she's going for the unification tonight.
Good example of her quick hands right there too. 4-punch combination without an answer.
Taylor in the purple with the gold glitter trim. As Persoon gets on the attack, and Taylor backs up against the ropes and evades the left hand of Persoon. Good aggression early from Persoon as well as Katie Taylor.
Yeah, pretty nice little right hand a moment ago from Persoon.
Persoon again on the attack. Felt like she'd have the physical fitness advantage against Taylor in this. Some exchanges up high for both fighters.
I'll tell you how effective Katie Taylor has been in recent fights. She's not only won all her fights, but in her last 4 fights, she hasn't so much as lost 1 round.
It's incredible domination as her story continues to grow. You see the blue sparkly Katie against the waist of her trunks. Big right hand from Persoon there over the top with the exaggerated step into it. Taylor again quick with that left hook. That might have been boxing's version of a Euro step from Persoon.
Could have been. She does that a lot, actually. But she still manages to pronate that punch. She gets a lot of power.
That'll do it for the first round. A lot more engagement than you often see in the first round of a championship fight.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think Katie Taylor has that one speed. She's about 80 miles an hour the entire fight. You know, she doesn't take rounds off. One round's no less active than the next round. She's completely consistent.
Good body puncher, well schooled. May not be a big puncher, Barry, but she gets the odd knockout because she just badly outclasses her opponents.
Yeah, wears her opponents out. Delfine Persoon, she's not a huge puncher either. 18 knockouts in her 44 fights. And as Ryan mentioned, she's won her last 34 over the past 9 years.
Start of round number 2. Persoon takes so much pride in the fact that boxing in Belgium has really grown in recent years since she started her professional career. When she did, it was sort of scoffed at for a woman, never mind one who had a steady job to get into something like boxing. But she said now everybody in the country is into it.
Yet she is the only Belgian champion ever.
Trying to take 3 more belts tonight and become the unified champ herself.
There was another Belgian, Jean-Pierre Koopman, who had a cup of coffee with Muhammad Ali. In fact, he had more than a cup of coffee. Legend has it that he drank champagne between rounds.
Yes. And writer Mark Cram called it the worst mismatch in heavyweight championship history.
Yes. I would have guessed I probably would have drunk champagne too.
You're going up against Ali, that might be the best way to get through it.
Before, during, and after.
Persoon again leaping forward, as Barry talked about before, not something that's outside her repertoire. And Katie Taylor's camp was very aware that Persoon could be unorthodox, tough to look good against. Taylor comes with a double right. Is Persoon able to shoo her away for a moment, then a left right up top from Persoon. Nice shot to the body with the left hand from Taylor.
Been an action fight so far.
It has, and in close quarters too, Barry. Nice exchange there as Persoon leapt back. Trying to stick it through the midst of Taylor. And landed a right hand just before the bell.
Heck of a fight. The only real perceptible difference I see is that Taylor just outworks her.
When you're done working, we can't just stand there. All her offense is coming off of you touching, and then standing there. So she's just following you back. We touch, we gotta step. We gotta get small and cover up. Step inside the fire. Like, you can't just sit on the outside and let her answer back when we're done. Because she'll do it all night. You're too strong for that. Can't give her those chances.
Interesting perspective from Katie Taylor's trainer, Ross Anamite, saying, hey, Persoon is too strong for you to give her the chances you have thus far in this fight.
Should point out, of course, women's boxing 2-minute rounds.
Persoon was a 3-time Belgian champion in judo and eventually stopped because of her back.
Yeah, didn't have any amateur boxing career at all.
Start of round number 3. Action fight thus far. Fought in close quarters. Nice combination there from Taylor as she stuck the left hook following a straight right. Taylor able to dodge out of the way of the attempts of Persoon as moving forward this entire fight. Persoon misses with the right hand. Taylor tries to fling her away. And both teetering on the edge of rabbit punches there on the back of each other's heads.
And a warning from Swarka Lee for holding.
Persoon misses with that right hand up top. Taylor tried the combination, but Persoon able to dodge it, but then Taylor hits her with a left hook, and now Persoon maybe holding it with the right hand as she punched with the left, and again is warned by Swarka Lee. Good left hand to the body, followed by a combination up top from Taylor.
Let go, box on here, step back. Step back.
High output of punches already through these first 2.5 rounds. With a Katie chance here at Madison Square Garden. Big right hand from Persoon, and then a body combination from Taylor in response.
Let it go, let it go, let it go. Stop, stop, stop.
The tenor of this fight starting to be set in that I don't believe Taylor feels that Persoon can hurt her. And as a result of that, she's right there for her.
And that was sort of what her corner was warning her about at the end of that second
Stop,
round.
stop, stop. Stop, don't punch.
Close to a headbutt in tight there. That'll do it for round number 3.
You know, Persoon very competitive, I think, Ryan, but just, again, I said this before, but getting outworked.
Start ripping it into the body. Just come right up the middle, like you're saying. Just right up the middle. Find it. Make her adjust, and you're going to start finding it.
The left and then the right struck cleanly for Katie Taylor. Nice little 1-2. And Persoon being tended to by her corner. Now, Taylor has made this ascent quickly. Won her first alphabet title, the vacant WBA lightweight, in October of 2017. That's only 20 months ago. The only fighter who would have unified more quickly than Taylor would be Claressa Shields, who did it in her 9th fight. This is Taylor's 14th.
More good fights at Katie Taylor's weight, though, than there is in Claressa Shields. That's the unfortunate thing, is she can't really find anybody to fight.
Stop, stop,
Start of the
stop,
4th round, and again, you could see Persoon, the frustration being ripped away.
Stop, 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 stop.
And again, Persoon punching the back of the head of Taylor, and there's going to be a timeout here, as both fighters are warned about that.
You can see a little swelling on the left cheek of Persoon.
Persoon really made a point of driving home that she felt Taylor was still much more acclimated to the amateur ranks, and she thought a deeper fight would benefit Persoon as they exchange blows in close. Taylor caught a right hand to the body of Persoon there.
Stop, stop, stop.
Punches landed through round 3. Katie Taylor a 34-27 advantage.
And frankly, I would have thought it was more than that.
Persoon waves wildly with the right hand. Taylor, nice right left up top. Persoon, after she gets hit, we've seen her hopping in close, but not tying up Taylor, trying to swing from close quarters.
Well, I think it's interesting, Ryan, too. Persoon's style would probably beat just about anybody else. But for Katie Taylor, it's made to order.
Why is that, Barry?
She's right in her face, and she comes to her. You know, so Katie doesn't have to look for her.
Taylor dodges 3 attempts there. 10 seconds left in round number 4. 10 rounds for the unified title, as Persoon again just heaving wildly.
I mean, you can clearly see why Persoon has won 34 fights in a row and why she has the record she has. I'm not quite sure she's ever seen anybody the likes of Katie Taylor.
Spin out on the front foot. Touch, touch, touch. No, gotta start off, gotta start. You can do it all night long. You can do it all night. You gotta be disciplined enough. We finish, we don't stand still. We don't stand still. Stop getting head crazy. Touch it here. Come around.
Now, we mentioned how Persoon is a federal police officer in Belgium, and the reason why her family gets on her about never attending different events and holidays is because she works intentionally every single holiday she can as a police officer so that she can couple her days together when she needs to take time off for training and for bouts.
It speaks to the sport, I think, because you can't be less than, you've been around the sport a little bit now, you can't be less than 100% in a fight of this caliber.
If you want to win, you have to be engaged. So to round number 5, Delfine Persoon in the black, Katie Taylor in the purple with the gold trim. Taylor creeping away from Persoon. Persoon has been moving forward all fight as Taylor tries to back her up there. Big left hand landed from Taylor. Maybe the most clean landing of the fight thus far. Taylor dodges, dips, covers. And now returns fire. And Katie Taylor saying, come on, hit me.
And she did.
Took 2 shots in the face, and again Taylor saying, come at me.
Little blood from the nose of Katie Taylor.
Taylor, confident in the ring, willing to take the shots at Persoon. And this is something Taylor told us about the other day. She said, I like exchanging punches. My team may not like it, but I enjoy it. And so does this Madison Square Garden crowd.
Come on, box out it. Let's go.
Taylor takes a nice left hand from Persoon, and a right from Persoon lands as well.
By far the best round of the fight for Persoon.
Box out it. Come on, guys. Box out it, guys. Come on.
It has felt like a championship fight thus far. A unified lightweight title on the line.
Now blood from the nose of both fighters.
The uppercut working for Persoon there through the mitts of Taylor. Persoon just kind of tapping away.
Well, in my opinion, that's the first round that Katie Taylor has lost in 5 fights.
Hang on that. Hey, listen. You gotta be disciplined like the round before. You move a little bit. I don't care about how you feel, it's about how you look. You move a little bit, you touch her, and you keep moving and using the ring. Don't just sit there. If you're gonna sit inside, be small, go to the body. We didn't come this far for nothing. Let's go, okay? Come on, let's go. This is the fight we're gonna dig down in, all right? Take your shot. Take a shot. Hey, don't matter how you feel. We got 5 to go. We're gonna be sharp. Let's go. We touch and we move. We get stuck inside. We sit down and we rip that body like we never did. You understand? You understand? Let's go. Be sharp. Let's go, Katie.
Well, you could tell her trainer, Ross Eneme, wants her to be a little dodgier, a little sharper.
Yeah, pretty animated. As animated as I've ever heard him be in Katie Taylor's corner.
Nice right hand to the body there from Taylor. That landed. Start of the 6th round. Right hand landed again from Taylor. She tried to follow it up with a left. Persoon having a little harder time catching up with Taylor so far in this 6th.
A little more awkward, I think. Katie Taylor sets down more on her punches.
Taylor dives away, evades 2 releases from Persoon. And again, Taylor quick enough to avoid the contact, which you know will make her corner happy after hearing their instruction following round 5.
I'll tell you, a jab is just a rumor in this fight.
Big left hand there from Taylor, countering Persoon's attempt with the right. Right hand lands from Taylor. And again, Taylor firing and dancing away in this 6th round, not staying in front of Persoon, as her corner urged her to do. Persoon trying to say, hey, I'm getting hit with elbows from Taylor after she was warned about punching the back of Taylor's head.
Taylor's schooling her a little bit more in this round.
Boxing a bit more.
Sticking and moving. Not being right in front of her.
Strong combination up top from Taylor. That caught the delight of this crowd.
Hey, Katie Taylor, even though I feel as though she's dominated the fight, she's had to dig down in this fight. And I think a little frustration is starting to set in on Delfine Persoon.
Up the middle, shoot to the side. Up the body. And when you're outside, if you're not going to stick, put some paints out there every now and then. Just buy yourself a second. Little foot pick, little foot touch. Then you get off and move. You can do it all.
That welt above the eye of Persoon has really swelled up.
I didn't notice them getting in swell on that either.
Inswell, of course, the whole metal compress. Start of round number 7. A scheduled 10 rounds for the Unified Lightweight Championship. This counter right from Katie Taylor landed just under the chin of Persoon.
Let her go, let her go. Come on, box side, you guys.
You can hear Katie Taylor's corner was much happier with the way she moved in round number 6. Barry, you have just one round thus far for Persoon?
One round for Persoon. I think Katie Taylor is dominant in the fight, but I don't want to take anything away from Delfine Persoon. I mean, she's battled.
Yeah. No, this is, it feels like the biggest challenge we've seen for Taylor in a while. Taylor again, dancing around the ring, light on her feet.
Let her go, let her go. Stop, stop, stop. Come on, get out of here. Come on, go side.
Two latched on for a moment, able to free themselves. Persoon running towards Taylor as she tried to land that left hand.
I think they've both already taken the other's best, and they're still there.
Sensing any fatigue, Barry?
Not really. I sense a little frustration in Persoon.
Persoon tried to line up a right there with the uppercut through the midge, just grazed Taylor. You could see Persoon really like leaps forward with her punching.
Come on, get out of here. Let her go, let her go.
And Katie Taylor's catching her on the way in a lot. That swelling, though, not appreciably worse after that.
Barry, do you feel any of these rounds have been close enough that it's possible that they have gone Persoon's way?
Honestly, Ryan, I can't see it.
Okay.
But what do I know?
Right hand stuck there from Persoon and then kind of smushed with the left before setting up a nice right. Delfine Persoon stopped judo after being a 3-time Belgian champion because of her back injuries, and so she decided to pick up tennis, and she said, you know, I couldn't deal with it because I just hit the ball too far. Kept hitting it out of the closed-in area.
Might have wanted to try baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Out of the court, and then tried biking and motorcycling, eventually became a police officer, got familiar with self-defense, and then took to boxing. Start of round number 8 of this scheduled 10. This left jab there from Taylor. As Barry has said, there have been many jabs in this fight. A lot of power deliveries from both fighters who put on a nice show here at Madison Square Garden. Still 2 more championship bouts to come. Alan Smith defending his titles and Anthony Joshua defending his. Taylor, nice left hand landed on Persoon up top, and Persoon immediately then tried to dive at Taylor. Attempting to show she wasn't hurt, but was back on the attack. Taylor doubles up on the left. Yeah, how about that, Barry? They're like blue moons in this fight. Right hand landed there. As Persoon then tried to work the body. Taylor exchanges up top. Persoon again landing a right hand.
Hey, she's nothing if not tough.
Big left hand there from Persoon. You can see again her stepping into that punch.
And Taylor took a backward step there.
Strong round thus far for Delfine Persoon. fighting in the U.S. for the first time.
Stop. Don't punch.
Persoon locked up, separated by Sparkle Lee. Officiating her 199th pro bout. Final 10 seconds. Round number 8. Persoon trying to nudge her way off of Taylor.
Another good round for Persoon.
Would you give her that one, Barry?
I did.
You gotta cut off to the side, you understand me? And if you're not, fucking grab her arm, turn the rope, and take a step back, all right? You understand me? For 4 minutes here, 4 minutes. This is on and on right now, you understand me? We're gonna do it right now, you understand me? Take a deep breath, come on, you're good, let's go. Come on, Katie. Come on, wake up, let's go. Sharp, Katie, let's go. 2 rounds left, Katie. You keep boxing, you get grabbed, tie her up, fucking let the ref break you, go back to boxing, you understand me?
Here's another look at a reaching right hand that time by Taylor. Persoon missed that right hand. Persoon later on in the round came right back and was on the attack, and I thought Persoon won that last round. A lot of blood in this fight.
Start of round number 9. So Katie Taylor looked a little bit more fatigued, stunned in her corner than we usually see her.
More than I've ever seen.
Yeah. She's always poised, but she seemed particularly, I don't want to say shocked or stunned, but she didn't seem quite as in control as she normally does.
No, and they were telling her, tie her up. Don't battle with her, tie her up.
And really trying to dig deep and get something out of Taylor. Lands a big left hand there.
Probably the best punch of the fight.
Taylor, nice combination up top. This crowd heavily engaged, enjoying the show that Taylor and Persoon have put on, and Taylor has come back in this 9th round with a quick beginning to it.
Been a heck of a fight. And these are 2 warriors here.
2 champions, both performing like it. Left hand catches Taylor there, and again from Persoon. For anyone who thought this was going to be an easy night for Katie Taylor, they were mistaken. Fight has been in close throughout as Taylor swings wildly. Not a knockdown, as Sparkle Lee indicates. Taylor going down on her own slip after missing with that left hand. Persoon caught the jaw with the right.
Persoon right now is basically a one-eyed fighter too. That swelling has gotten a little bit worse, and she's right there battling.
Taylor, nice right hand landed there. Persoon is kind of pawing with a leap. As Taylor again lands up top, that time it was a left hand.
I tell you, the crowd reacting here as it should. It's been a terrific battle.
Crowd also reacting to a late punch from Persoon.
Yes.
Unhappy with it.
We're gonna get stuck inside like that. We gotta do one thing, just shorten everything up. Everything's gotta be short. We gotta have fucking tight things. We can do this, kid. We can do this.
You said, Barry.
We gotta sit in one place. We gotta be small. We gotta be sharp. When we're done, we gotta hit. We get too close.
2 minutes.
No shame. Grab our arms, shoulder.
2 minutes, Katie.
Get back to
Sharp.
boxing for 2 minutes, right? It's on the line.
That might have been the best punch of the fight from either fighter to landed from Katie Taylor.
Really good shot. There it is. Flush. And that would get rid of a lot of people. Drew a smile from Delfine Persoon. What has been a great fight.
Crowd on its feet, unbelievably appreciative of this bout. And Katie Taylor starts with a nice right-left combination. Brilliant activity from both of these boxers. Persoon went to the jab a couple of times there. We haven't seen much of it in this fight. Outstanding battle between these two warriors. Persoon lands a couple up top against Taylor. Taylor now with a combination of her own.
Crowd singing as it does in English soccer games. Every sport's event in England,
A very pro Katie Taylor crowd here at Madison Square Garden, and it has filled in. These fighters just exchanging blows in close quarters. Final 40-plus seconds of this bout. Persoon landed that left hand cleanly on Taylor.
Getting a good round.
She is. Another right lands on Taylor. Persoon giving Katie Taylor the toughest battle she's seen in her professional career. These fighters
Just terrific.
just trying to get to the finish, exchanging flurries. Final 15 seconds. Taylor trying to stay on her feet.
Taylor is just gassed.
Totally gassed. Persoon trying to take advantage. Taylor trying to make the bell. Swinging wildly, and that will do it.
What a fight.
Incredible battle here at Madison Square Garden, with Taylor barely staying on her feet at the end of round number 10. Delfine Persoon, without question, just handed Katie Taylor the toughest challenge she has faced yet.
Absolutely, it's a fight. Even though I believe it will not be close on the scorecards, I'd love to see it again.
And you always wonder, are there any rounds in there that if they swing another way, because you had Persoon winning three rounds?
3 rounds, yeah.
So all it would take is a slight little
Stranger things have
deviation.
happened.
And Barry, it's not often we see Katie Taylor looking the way she did at the end of the 10th round, where she looked like she was about to lose
She
her balance.
did. I think if there was another round to go, this could have been a very different story. Katie Taylor was on the gas early in the fight. Really looked as though she was just going to kind of run away and hide from Delfine Persoon, but Persoon, much to her credit, hung in there early. Then I thought she had a great 5th round. Then Katie Taylor started to take control again, but the last 5 rounds of this fight, I thought were pretty darn close to even. And it was a battle. It was a battle right from the get-go.
And Persoon, to her credit, believed that it would be her fitness that would give her the best chance to win this, feeling like she would have the stronger finish to the fight. She was right.
Yeah, she was right. And that's not a knock on Katie Taylor, because she's always absolutely fit. But she took a real beating, despite the fact that I think she'll win the fight. She took a real beating tonight. I mean, they both deserve the biggest cheer that this crowd can come up with.
There's about to be an undisputed champion in the lightweight division. Katie Taylor, just 917 days after her pro debut, looking to become the second fastest fighter ever to earn that honor. Meanwhile, Delfine Persoon has said if she wins this fight, she's looking to take all the money and expand their gym in Belgium, as boxing has begun to really grow in her country, and she takes such pride in that, and she is so celebrated in her native Belgium.
Well, and I don't think it's going to be any less so after this fight.
Regardless of what comes down from the judges.
Exactly. She battled.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a nice round of applause out here for both of these warriors. After 10 rounds of action here at Madison Square Garden in New York City, we go to the judges' scorecards. Don Trella, 95-95 even. Alan Nace and John Potere both scored the bout 96-94 for your winner by majority decision. And now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Katie Taylor!
Well, Delfine Persoon really did think she won the fight. I had a 97-93 for Katie Taylor. But she got all she wanted, and I would love to see this fight again.
Well, you talked, Barry, about how Katie Taylor hadn't lost a round in her last 4 bouts. Tonight, it's a majority decision to Taylor, and she gets by the skin of her teeth. Nonetheless, she is now the undisputed lightweight champion of the world, taking all 4 belts. And Delfine Persoon is absolutely mystified and overcome with emotion, shocked at that decision.
Yeah, she is. Well, she really battled, and she deserves every plaudit that she gets. I thought she finished second in this fight, but I also would like to see the fight again.
She certainly is someone we are going to see again after that incredibly valiant performance. Katie Taylor able to do just enough to remain undefeated, move to 14-0, and become the undisputed champion in just her 14th pro fight. Second fastest fighter ever to do so.
And she really had to dig down tonight to do it.
And you could see on her face just how difficult this battle was. And she is with Chris Mannix in the ring after her tight victory. Katie Taylor winning the power punch battle 93-83 and able to hold off Delfine Persoon, who was outstanding, especially in the final 2 rounds.
You're now the undisputed 135-pound champion. It's not often that when a fight of yours ends, we're not sure who won. Did you feel like at the end of that one that you won the fight?
Well, it was a very, very close fight. I thought I definitely won the earlier rounds, and then she came on very strong at the end, but I felt like I did enough at the start of the fight to win the fight, but it was very, very close. I knew it was going to be that kind of a fight. Persoon is a great champion, fantastic champion, and very, very strong. So we see it here today. It was a fantastic showcase for women's boxing.
You have fought some high-level amateur fights, some high-level pro fights now. You knew this was going to be the toughest fight of your career. Have you ever had to dig that deep before to get a win?
Well, I knew it was going to be definitely the biggest fight in my career, the hardest fight in my career, and it definitely was that. But I'm very good at digging deep. I'm born for fights like these in the trenches. I worked so hard during training camp for the last few months in preparation for this kind of fight, and I have to thank my coach Ross, where he's a mastermind behind everything I do, and the support today was fantastic as well. I'm so grateful.
In the 5th round, you seemed to wave Delfine in to try to throw more punches in. I don't think I've heard Ross as upset with you over the course of this fight in the fights that we've called here. You seem to be fighting a different fight than what your corner wanted you to fight.
That's my problem sometimes. I probably like a bit of a fight too much. I'm definitely the superior boxer, and I probably should have boxed on the outside a bit more, but thankfully I was able to dig deep in the end and get that win.
Do you believe a fight like this deserves a rematch, or are there other things on your radar like right now, like moving up for bigger fights?
I'm definitely happy to give Delfine a rematch if she wants, but there's big fights out there for me. The obvious one is Amanda Serrano. I think that should be the next fight in line, but I'm happy to fight whoever is put in front of me.
Congratulations, Katie. You follow Claressa Shields to become undisputed champion.
Thank you so much.
Guys,